Hi, I'm Franny Matthews, President and CEO of Colorado Technology Association. Over the last few weeks, we certainly have seen a lot of disruption in our lives, both personally and professionally, as a result of COVID-19. In mid-May, we took a survey of leaders in our business community to find out a little bit more about the impact of COVID-19 on their business. We wanted to know the economic impact, the impact on hiring, the biggest challenges that they're facing, the transition to work from home, both now and in the future, and the expectations of economic recovery and the expectations of face-to-face gatherings. The respondents were from many industries, but we were heavily weighted on technology-based industries, with over 53% being in IT, services, or software. We also had mostly high-level executives respond, with 96% director and above in these organizations. And we had lots of different sizes and pretty evenly dispersed on sizes of companies, both very small with less than 25 employees to very large with more than 5,000 employees. We asked first what the percentage of Colorado-based workforce is currently working from home. And what we found was 85% of the respondents said over 75% of their workers were working from home now. We looked at smaller entities that were below 500 employees, and we found that 93% of employers with less than 500 employees had over 75% of their workforce at home. We wanted to know what they thought was going to happen in the next 90 days, and if they anticipated that work from home would become more common, if they were unsure, or if we were just going to return to normal levels. And 76% of the respondents felt that work from home type of structure was going to become more prevalent. When we talked about the impact on business from the current environment, we found that 37% have experienced decreased in demand, while 22% have experienced increase, and 41% the impact of COVID has been neutral. We wanted to know what the economic environment has done for hiring, and we found that the answers indicated a more conservative view on hiring than necessarily the impact did. Only 30% of the respondents answered that their hiring was at normal or increased levels. Layoffs and furloughs, either planned or implemented, were slightly higher in companies with more than 500 employees, coming in at 22.4%, compared to the smaller companies at 16.2%. We wanted to find out what companies anticipate to be focused on in the next 90 days. And what we found was that 31% of the respondents said they were going to be focused on cost-cutting measures. 34% said that they were going to be looking at investments for growth, and 34% were neutral in these areas. What were the most difficult challenges that they've been facing? As you navigate the impact of COVID-19, what's the most difficult challenging aspect to your organization? Revenue uncertainty came in at 43%, and their clients being paralyzed by fear of the unknown and slowing down, that was 31%. So those two answers are highly correlated. Working parents having to deal with kids being at home and homeschooling, that was 11% of the top concern. We also want to know how optimistic they are about economic recovery, and what we found was that 88% are expecting a U-shaped recovery, meaning that this isn't going to just pop up immediately, that we're going to be down a little bit low for a little while. We wanted to know when people thought they could gather in person again. So we asked the question on what month they thought that we would be able to gather with 20 people or more in a room. 72% of the respondents said September or later would be the date that we would be able to gather in groups. I was also curious about individual feelings on going into groups. And we asked the question, if you were given Broncos tickets for a game that was in September, would you attend? We found 15% said, I wouldn't go anyway. I wouldn't go to a Broncos game. And I personally don't understand that. I'd love to go to a Broncos game. But if you took out that 15% and looked at the respondents on yes, I would attend, or no, I wouldn't, it was actually 48% said that they would attend a Broncos game, and 52% said they would not attend a Broncos game in September due to health concerns. So in summary, what we found is that in the short term, hiring is at conservative levels, that there is a focus on innovation and growth, that we are expecting a gradual recovery, and uncertainty looms large. We also see a significant number of businesses that have not been negatively impacted by COVID-19. And we can probably expect that work from home adoption will continue well past the recovery. So thank you for your time. I wanted to let you know we're going to be doing this survey on a monthly basis to see how the answers change as things in our environment change. And we'll be sharing that with you next month. Take care and be safe.